What are some ways to interrupt the pattern of thought? Great question. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, if you guys don't know me, my name is Tally. I do my best to help you vibe higher in all areas of your life while bringing in consciousness into the mainstream science. Let's go. First, we have to understand the difference between the brain and the mind. The brain is physical matter. It ensures we stay alive and manages all of our nervous systems and our functions, like the central nervous system, the peripheral nervous system, and the autonomic nervous system. Can't say that very well. The brain and the mind work together. Fun fact about me, in 2015, I did a 21-day silent meditation retreat in northern Thailand at this gold temple. Wat Phran Dat Dosu Tep. It was amazing and it changed my life. I'm going to tell you what I learned at the end. Back to the brain. The brain is function, keeps you alive. The mind is a processor. It works on ones and zeros, baby. Mind is constantly taking in information from your environment, experiences, surroundings, traumas, emotions, etc. It's aggregating all of that data in order to create predictive outcomes for the future. This is where the ego comes in. The ego acts as a filter, basically a decision maker. It's like, no, I got this. You're actually going to go do this instead of this. Because the ego's main function is to maintain predictive and controlled environments to keep itself safe. Because it thinks it's keeping you safe. This is the ginormous lie. The ego does not like this. So it'll constantly be responding to thoughts. So super fun exercise, just for a second, for a moment, close your eyes and see if you can predict your next thought. Can't do it, can you? So because our mind doesn't know the future, it's going to actually create algorithms or probabilities or possibilities based on past experiences. So it's going to dig up some old shit and get you thinking about it. The moment you start understanding the mechanics of all this stuff is when it changes. That's what changed for me. I was relieved because all this thinking was driving me crazy. I was like, oh, fantastic, I'm not my thought. In Michael Singer's book, The Untethered Soul, he talks a lot about this, about introducing you into the concept of the observer. You will hear me talk about this a lot as well. You know, awakening in general is really just about having a multidimensional perspective. One of my favorite quotes by my favorite physicist, David Bohm, says this: the ability to observe without evaluating is the highest form of intelligence. So one of the first things you can do is start to observe your emotions. How does it feel to sit still? What comes up for you? There's a whole other caveat to this, which is time. Because we have been conditioned and our nervous systems have been programmed to constantly be in a rush, or either ahead of time, in an anxious state, or because the mind is pulling from memory, we stay in a depressive state behind time. So observe your thoughts, number one. Number two, get present in the moment. Pay attention to your body, to the internal workings of your spine, your organs. Take deep breath. If you find yourself in a loop and there's an emotion attached to this, observe the emotion and let it pass through you. Most importantly, slow everything way down. Pattern interruption part 2 on the